Arkansas is known as the natural state. With its beautiful lakes, rivers, and hot springs, it is no wonder Arkansas is a favorite for outdoor enthusiasts who take advantage of numerous state parks and wilderness areas. Arkansas is also known for its rice and poultry production, ranking third in the nation for broiler production. In 2021, Arkansas produced 7.46 billion pounds of broiler meat at a value of almost $4 billion. Arkansas is also known as a state with one of the highest numbers of food deserts.
A food desert is an area where access to affordable, fresh, healthy food can be challenging because the nearest grocery store is more than 10 miles away in a rural setting and 5 miles away in an urban setting. This makes it difficult for people living in food deserts to access affordable, healthy food, and approximately 25.3 million people live in a food desert. Instead of grocery stores and supermarkets, these communities are often served by fast food chains and convenience stores. Oftentimes, these food deserts occur in communities of low income or communities of color where a lot of people don't have cars or the ability to access healthier options.
While eating unhealthy foods may be economically cheaper in the short term, consequences of the long-term constrained access to healthy foods is one of the main reasons low-income populations suffer from higher rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and other diet-related conditions compared to the general public. Food deserts are not just limited to the natural state. Food insecurity impacts people in many communities across the nation, but we'll focus on two demographics that stick out the most: students in higher education and the state of Arkansas.
Families with lower incomes are likely to live in communities populated by more convenient stores and fast food places than supermarkets, creating limited healthy food options. Studies discovered that wealthier districts with less food deserts have 3 times as many supermarkets as poorer communities with food deserts, and white neighborhoods contain an average of 4 times as many grocery stores as communities of color do. Grocery stores are often smaller and have a smaller selection in poorer communities, severely limiting options available to people and what they can afford. Residents living in food deserts have a hard time finding foods that are culturally relevant or of nutritious value.
Healthy food costs more than processed foods. Studies from Harvard University and Brown University studied diet patterns and costs, and they found that healthier diets rich in vegetables, fruits, fish, and nuts were, on average, $1.50 more expensive per day than processed food diets. Families living paycheck to paycheck might not be able to afford the higher cost of healthy foods, making it inaccessible even when it could be readily available. A major part of someone's ability to maintain a healthy diet is the ability to access and afford quality, nutritious food. This type of access requires communities to have local grocery stores like supermarkets, farmers markets, and community gardens. In addition to their proximity, stores need to have access via driving, walking, biking, or public transportation. An environment with limited healthy choices available can contribute to the likelihood a community struggles with chronic health issues related to their diet, like obesity, cardiovascular disease, and stroke. Food insecurity has the potential to impact a college student's ability to achieve their educational and professional goals. Food insecurity is an issue on college campuses because the cost of college education is expensive. Student loan burdens continually grow, and students leave college with more debt than ever before, and the cost of everything, not just college, continues to rise. Oftentimes, food offered on college campuses is not healthy or affordable, and most college students are not eligible for public assistance programs.
Food insecurity impacts college students physically, emotionally, academically, and socially. A high-processed diet takes a toll on a student's body and their ability to learn. Food insecurity has been linked to lower levels of cognitive functions, poor sleep, and challenges in concentration. All of these impact the student's ability to learn. Meal plans are convenient options for students to dine on campus without having to buy groceries, but it comes with an expensive price tag. 20 to 50% of college students in the U.S. experience food insecurity. Students from marginalized communities are more likely to experience food insecurity. According to the survey from the Hope Center, 75% of Indigenous, 70% of Black, and 70% of American Indian or Alaska Native students experienced food insecurity, housing insecurity, and homelessness across 2- and 4-year universities. 65% of LGBTQ+ communities also face some type of food insecurity during their time as a student.
In Arkansas, food deserts affect nearly 445,000 Arkansans. This means that nearly 1 in 5 children face food insecurity in Arkansas, and every single county in the state has at least one food desert. The ability for Arkansans to purchase healthy food close to their homes is limited. There are 1.7 grocery stores or produce vendors per 10,000 Arkansans compared to the national averages of 2.1 per 10,000. Healthy food retails fuels financial activity. Grocery stores and supermarkets accounted for more than 90% of food and beverage sales in stores in 2019. It's estimated that annual sales for food items were near $653 billion, and approximately $3.4 billion of that was spent in Arkansas alone. There are lots of great efforts to erase food deserts and promote healthy food consumption. The Double Up Food Bucks program and Arkansas Farmers Market participation matches SNAP benefits spent on fruits and veggies from eligible retailers and farmers markets. The Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance, a statewide nonprofit organization, collaborates with other organizations across the state and provides SNAP outreach and education services. Full Circle Farm Corps is an AmeriCorps program sponsored by Engage Arkansas and hosted by the Arkansas Resource Conservation and Development Council. They place service members in gardens across the state and focus on community gardening, community outreach, and nutrition education. Governor Asa Hutchinson created a food desert working group to combat food insecurity and propose policy and economic development recommendations to solve food access in Arkansas. Food deserts are a growing concern for not just college students, not just the state of Arkansas, but for people around the country. Food deserts are present across the United States, and food insecurity is an important issue with a lot of complex underlying causes. There's no one way to end food insecurity, but states, local governments, and community members can all come together to combat food insecurity by establishing community gardens, organizing farmers markets, donating time and resources to a food bank, or helping out at farmers markets, food cooperatives, and mobile markets. These solutions can all bring healthy retail opportunities into areas that are affected by food deserts. If you or someone you know is in need of food assistance, refer to the United States Department of Agriculture National Hunger Hotline at 1-866-348-6479.